don't know how much you've gotten into Saints tape yet, but Mark Ray will not be playing now. How does that kind of change their secondary and being able to see anything from the backup guys?
Yeah, not that that'll be a huge impact for them. He's a starter guy for them. I haven't really got too much into who the backup is and how he's played because we haven't just heard about that. So I think it'll be it's just for them. It's next man up too. So we'll just have to go see who the backup is and study him a little bit.
Your other choice at safety to target is Tyrone Matthew. I know he's been in the league a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does he still kind of just present back there?
Yeah, no, I think their whole secondary, their whole defense in general is a veteran defense. They've all played a while, played together for a while, so they definitely know what they're doing. They don't make a lot of mistakes. So, yeah, Tyrann Mathieu is a really good player, but I think they got a good secondary.
Were you Kansas City in your first start still?
Yeah, he was. Yep. Mm-hmm.
What was it like, kind of just having to face a guy like that in your very first start?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking back to the Kansas City game. I remember he did a good amount of disguising, and he did that really well, just disguising looks, mixing it up. So that was my first kind of taste of that, seeing that. But he's just a vet. He's been around. He's seen a lot of ball. He knows what he's doing, and he knows how to disguise stuff.
Jordan, I know you have some plays underneath your belt now, but very few of them actually came at Lambeau Field to this point. I'm just wondering what your level of anticipation, excitement is for finally being able to lead this team up to this one.
Yeah, no, definitely be a lot of excitement there, just being a Lambeau. But yeah, I've got some preseason games under my belt in Lambeau, but that's about it. So I'm definitely excited to be out there.
Expecting a different feeling though, being QB1, first time here, home opener for you guys?
Yeah, it'll definitely be a little bit more juice, I think, going out there, a little bit more excitement. Just first time being a starter there, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Jordan, you've not been shy of throwing it into some tight windows and pushing the ball downfield. What is that balancing act for you when you drop back there of I can make this play or maybe it's a little bit too risky? Can you kind of take us through that process?
Yeah, I think something you just got to evaluate on the fly. But that's the name of the game is tight window throws. Got really good DBs in this league who make it hard. So you just got to trust yourself, trust your receiver that he's going to go make that play. But you just got to know when to not force it sometimes, I guess. Just kind of gauge how sticky that coverage is. But it's not like you're going to just find wide open receivers every play. It's going to be some tight windows. You're going to have to try and fit balls in.
Matt's not a statistic guy, you just said it even now, but how do you evaluate when you go back? How do you look at your performances? Or not specifically, how do you use, what platform you use to kind of see how you stack up?
Yeah, I think just going back and watching film the next day and just judging it play by play, taking one play at a time, critiquing myself on every play, drop, read, ball, accuracy, things like that. And we do a good job in the quarterback room, Tom, of grading us on every play, on all those decision-making, timing, accuracy, and all those things. So it's definitely a lot you take into consideration. It's not just stats. Obviously, wins and losses go into that too. So, yeah.
How has Tom, what has been his grade for you, or what has he said about your first two games?
I'm not going to get into grades, but we have a grading scale, and obviously, there's good things, there's things to clean up. So, Tom's always going to be hard on us, always going to grade us very hard, and just that's the standard. So, yeah.
Jordan, Matt also said he's seen some interesting arm angles on some deliveries, so far this season. Not that he'd prefer it, but can you just talk about how is that a heat of the moment? Whatever you got to do to get it out. You mentioned the two-way throw on that fourth down thing too a little bit. Just how you have to change because that's how it's got to come out.
Yeah, that's just how it is. Some plays, you got to adjust your arm angle to get, balls around D linemen. They got their arms up, and just try and find those windows. And it's not always, going from one arm slot, but you just got to be able to change it up. And I think that's a part of my game that I can do and I'm comfortable doing. But it's things that you can get better at. Keep practicing things, and just always trying to find the right angle to get it out. You never want to get passes batted down by D linemen, so just trying to find ways to get them around it.
Just testing those out in practice?
Yeah, it's something that, the same thing as no-look throws, things like that. It's something you just got to test out, get a feel for. But, yeah.
Going back to the tight window throws, that's something that a lot of first-year starting quarterbacks, struggle with, figuring out the timing of that. You haven't thrown an interception yet, unless that just jinxed it. Is that something you worked out in practice over the first 3 years? Is it something that you worked out in preseason? Like, where do you think you figured out that timing, so to speak?
Yeah, I think it comes from banked reps and getting comfortable with it, but it comes down to confidence and just not being afraid that, oh, it's tight coverage, I might throw a pick, might get batted down, but just having that confidence that, you're going to put it where it needs to be and the receiver's going to be able to catch it, make a play on it. So it's a trust thing and just confidence thing.
Jordan, we didn't see much of Wicks in the preseason training camp because he was hurt for a while. What about him has allowed him to step in and make an impact for you? You get the flea flicker call to him on your first play. That says something about what the coaches think of him.
Yeah, no, I think he's a really good player, and he's getting better. He's a really smart player. Obviously, he missed a lot of reps throughout training camp and preseason, but you see him on the side getting a lot of mental reps, and he's always asking questions. I think he's just a really smart player that he can pick stuff up fast. And then you see him on the field. I mean, he's able to make guys miss. He has good body control on his routes, and he's catching the ball well right now. So just keep getting him in the loop and keep giving him opportunities to go make plays is key for us.
This week compared to last week at this time, do you feel more optimistic that there might be some guys coming back that you'll have to some weapons in the backfield and on the receiving?
Yeah, no, I feel more optimistic about it. But we'll see going into the week. I think guys like Christian, Aaron Jones, those are key pieces that the offense might look a little different when they're back. Yeah, I'm optimistic that we'll be able to get them back this week or next week. So we'll see. We'll play it day by day.
Jordan Cody said that Matt doesn't look at stats, but you are leading the frickin' league in passer rating. When you assess how you've played through 2 games, how do you feel it?
Yeah, I think I've played good. There's always things you want to clean up. There's always things, you look back and you're like, okay, that was pretty good. But at the end of the day, it comes down to wins and losses too. I'm only as good as this team. And like you said, the passer rating, those are team stats. Those are guys making plays on the back end, me trusting them to go out there and make those plays. The O-line, protection, holding up. So those are all team stats right there. But at the end of the day, it comes down to wins and losses too.
So what are you happiest with? And maybe, I'm guessing you were pretty ticked about the way the fourth quarter played out, obviously, in Atlanta. So what have you been happy with and maybe not as pleased with?
Yeah, I think the thing that I'm most happy about is just taking care of the ball. I think as an offense, we've been clean. And as a team, we're winning the turnover battle. Defense coming up with those turnovers, and we're taking care of the ball on offense. I'm taking care of it. But yeah, like you said, most frustrated probably was with that fourth quarter. Not finding completions right there, and just not moving the ball the way we were the first 3 quarters. So yeah.
Do you think the deep passes will be a thing that's just gets better as time goes on, as you start to rip it a little bit more? Because you guys tried it in week 2, it just some flags were called and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're connecting on some of those passes that we had, and like you said, there was some pass interference calls, which that's what the DBs are trying to do. They're not trying to give those big plays. So I think it's something that it just comes down to reps and consistency and getting better at. But the more we keep taking these shots, the more we're going to connect on them, I feel. So it just comes down to staying true to it and not going away from it just because a couple of them might not hit.
I think you're going to slide more.
What was that?
I think you're going to slide more after this player's game, how you see it at that moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a competitor. I'm going to play the game how I feel, but I just got to continue to be smart about trying not to take hits, limit those hits on my body, and yeah, I mean, it comes down to if you got the first down, just be smart, get out of bounds, things like that. But yeah, we'll see.
We saw after that scramble, you get up and kind of let the guy hear a few things. Before said he loved that kind of fire and passion. Have you always been mouthy, so to speak, like that?
Not mouthy. I think it's just competitive. It's what happens in the game. Something happened on that play where I got hit in the face, and I didn't really like it, so I was just letting him hear it. Yeah, it's just the way the game goes. It's a competitive game.
What's the challenge with Lattimore?
Yeah, Lattimore's a really good corner. He does some really good things on the outside. So just being able to fight through contact and win on him a couple times is key. But I've seen other teams maybe shied away from going at him. So I think it's just a test for our receivers to be able to go and attack him and win. But he's a really good corner.
Does he usually travel, or is he going to pick a side, or does it kind of vary week to week with him?
We'll see. You know, from what I've seen, it looks like he stays on the left side, but you know, it's always a game plan oriented, so we'll see. But you know, I could see him staying on the left side.
As talented as they are, you know, with a lot of their players on that side, what do you think it is about Allen's scheme that has allowed it to kind of be successful here the last few years to kind of jump off the film?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do what they do and they stick to it. They don't do a whole lot of crazy stuff. You know, they have some really good pressure packages on third down, but I think they got a good front that you know, gets a lot of pressure home just before, and then you know, they play some good coverages, some sticky coverages on the back end, and really challenge receivers and you know, do a good job pressing and getting hands on and just kind of throwing off timing. So, but I think you know, that's what they do, and they do a really good job of doing that and just staying consistent with what they do.
Have you noticed practice, the pace and things? Yeah, Coach said obviously the Thursday game coming up next week, things are going to be a little different. Have you noticed that already, just in the week preparation?
With what exact? Sorry.
More so, how much? I mean, even how long you guys were out there today. I feel like it was a little shorter than it would have been if you didn't have a game Thursday next week.
Yeah, no, I think Master's trying to take a little bit off our bodies. You know, just coming back after the game, just trying to help take a load off guys and. Turn a couple of those periods into walkthroughs or jog-throughs rather, just to help guys get their body back and be feeling fresh for the game. And then obviously going into next week, the Thursday night game is going to be a tight turnaround, so probably a little bit of the same.
Do you think it was instrumental in like your development to be thrown in that that last drive of the game to go win it? I know like you guys do 2-minute drills in practice, but until you're thrown into it, it's not the same feel.
Yeah, you know, like you said, it's definitely not the same as practice. And, you know, those are the drives where, you know, everything's on the line right there. You know, it's a make or break drive, trying to go win the game. So it was definitely, you know, it was a good learning experience for everybody on our offense, just to be able to grow from that situation and understand, you know, going forward what we got to do and how we got to attack it and how we got to go win the game right there.
At what point of that drive does Matt tell you, like, this is where Anders is going to come today?
At the beginning of the drive. They do a good job of letting us know, you know, how much time we have, timeouts, how many timeouts we have, and exactly what yard line we got to get to for Anders to make that kick. And it's just about us getting those yards right there. So.
You were just mentioning about, he asked you about the arm angles and things. Do you see yourself someday doing the kind of stuff in the Blues guys that you watch what he does and some of the no look and, you know, throwing it behind his back or whatever he does?
Yeah, you know, I think he does a lot of really cool things in his game, and that's something that, you know, I'm at the end of the day, I'm gonna play my game. You know, he's at a place where he feels comfortable doing a lot of things and trying new things, and I think that's just the player he is. You know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna play my game. You know, I feel I can do a lot of things, you know, arm angles, different things like that, but at the same time, you gotta weigh. You know, when it comes to no look passes and things like that, you gotta take into account what the situation is and how comfortable you feel doing that. But yeah, I think the more comfortable I get playing, you know, the more comfortable I feel trying new things.
You're always very confident, but when Aaron Jones is on the field, how much more confident of a quarterback do you feel just having him out there?
Yeah, I mean, the playmaker Aaron Jones is, I think everybody on offense feels a lot more comfortable just knowing that that's the guy we can get the ball to, and you know he's going to make people miss, and he's an explosive player. And that's the guy, you know, you're trying to get the ball to. So I think everybody on offense feels good having him out there.
Jordan, you haven't had Christian yet. Rome's been on a pitch count. How much has Jaden helped you guys offensively succeed, and how much has the chemistry between you two accelerated, especially during these two games?
A lot. I think, you know, he's got a lot of reps coming into it through training camp, but I think he's the guy that every day he's getting better and better too. He's getting more comfortable with routes, where he needs to be on certain looks, but you know, he's a baller. He goes out there in the game and you know, he's making plays. He had two touchdowns this last game, and you know, I think it's good, you know, for him having some of those guys out because he's getting more opportunity. You know, more plays are being designed for him, but he's a playmaker. So I think we just got to do a good job of continuing to get him involved and get him those touches and get him the ball, see what he can do.